Today I am reading a letter from an unnamed soldier to a New York Age editor. And today is February 18th, 2026. Title of this is Unnamed Soldier to New York Age Editor. This unsigned letter from a soldier in the Philippine Islands was published in the Wisconsin Weekly Advocate in Milwaukee on May 17th, 1900. Now here's the letter. I have mingled freely with the natives and have had talks with American colored men here in business and who have lived here for years, in order to learn of them the cause of their dissatisfaction and the reason for this insurrection. And I must confess, they have a just grievance. All this never would have occurred if the Army of Occupation would have treated them as people. The Spaniards, even if their laws were hard, were polite and treated them with some consideration. But the Americans, as soon as they saw that the native troops were desirous of sharing in the glories as well as the hardships of the hard-won battles with the Americans, began to apply home treatment for colored peoples, cursed them as damned, N-word, steal from and ravish them, rob them on the street of their small change, take from the fruit vendors whatever suited their fancy, and kick the poor unfortunate if he complained, desecrate their church property, and after fighting began, looted everything in sight, burning, robbing the graves. This may seem a little tall, but I have seen with my own eyes carcasses lying bare in the boiling sun, the results of raids on receptacles for the dead in search of diamonds. The troops, thinking we would be proud to emulate their conduct, have made bold of telling their exploits to us. One fellow, member of the 13th Minnesota, told me how some fellows he knew had cut off a native woman's arm in order to get a fine inlaid bracelet. On upbraiding some fellows one morning, whom I met while out for a walk, I think they belonged to a Nebraska or Minnesota regiment, and they were stationed on the Malabon Road, for the conduct of the American troops toward the natives, and especially as to raiding, etc. The reply was, quote, "Do you think we could stay over here and fight these damn N-word without making it pay all it's worth? The government only pays us $13 per month. That's starvation wages. White men can't stand it," end quote. Meaning they could not live on such small pay. In saying this, they never dreamed that Negro soldiers would never countenance such conduct. They talked with impunity of the N-word to our soldiers, never once thinking that they were talking to home N-word. And should they be brought to remember that at home, this is the same vile epithet they hurl at us. They beg pardon and make some effeminate excuse about what the Filipino is called. Does any of this sound familiar? I want to say right here that if it were not for the sake of the 10 million black people in the United States, God alone knows on which side of the subject I would be. And for the sake of the black men who carry arms and pioneer for them as their representatives, ask them to not forget the present administration at the next election. Party be damned. We don't want these islands, not in the way we are to get them, and for heaven's sake, put the party in power that pledged itself against this highway robbery. Expansion is too clean a name for it. Unsigned. I'm going to say one word, Minnesota. Now, if you want to hear real, true Black history, and if you want it to be, well, read from an actual original letter, join the community. Till tomorrow. Thanks.